No rest until I see all my dogs eat. Quest for greatness, hella early and the latest. You ain't even know they made this shit.
All right, for me, this is really, really great because for me, growing up watching baseball, there was a baseball family, one of the baseball families around that had some guys that were just unbelievable at what they did, and it was obviously Roberto, and I got Sandy Alomar here, Jr. So, Sandy, I just got to ask you, for you growing up, who were some of your favorite baseball players?
Ooh, well, obviously my dad, because he was a former Major League Baseball player. We grew up with him and understanding the game and knowing the game of baseball from him. But growing up, the reason I wore number 15 is because when my dad played with the Yankees, Thurman Munson was the catcher.
Oh, man, legend.
And I always was very interested in the catching department, and he was my favorite catcher. But also, from Puerto Rico, Juan Beniquez, and you got Sisto Lescano, Jerry Morales, all those guys that played in that time, Eliseo Rodriguez. I cherish all those Latin players that came up, and I watched play in Winter Ball.
Your era of baseball, for me, because that was my era watching baseball, a little bit before that, obviously, as well, but the catchers at that time, yourself, Pudge, Benito Santiago, all those type of guys, man, just the personality, the defense, the pride of being a catcher. So I always had this one question I asked, which is Mount Rushmore. The 4 catchers that you will put on the mountaintop. If you had to put your 4, and that's the 4 faces that catcher, who are your 4 personal catchers that you will put on your Mount Rushmore?
Well, I have to say, my mentor, growing up, I always followed Benito Santiago because we grew up very close from each other, and every time he went a level, I replaced him in that level, in that league. We grew up like 20 minutes away from each other in Puerto Rico, so he's my mentor in that department. So I put him, Pudge, I'll say Yari Molina, my guys, and either Jorge Posado, Yari, or Javi Lopez, one of those guys that came from Puerto Rico.
Those are your 4. Then. Okay, that's a good 4. I like that. I like that. So obviously, you've been a Guardians lifer, pretty much, right? Like your career, been an all-star, been a part of that organization. Can you talk about just being around the Cleveland organization for so long, even as a player, just being around it?
It's a great organization, very family-oriented, very unified, always have a great culture. When I came here in 1990, that's myself. We got traded here with Carlos Baerga and Chris James for Joe Carter. It was a big trade. We felt like the opportunity for us to make a difference in this organization was huge. So we came here with kind of like help this organization turn around. And ever since in the 90s, when we became this prolific, dominant team in the Central, it was a very special place. As a matter of fact, the only place that I have made the playoff and go to the World Series is in this organization. I left in 2001 to the White Sox, experienced 4 years over there, and then bounced around as a backup catcher with different organizations. But the only organization that I had the chance to play in the postseason was this one.
You talked about those 90s teams, man, and let's just look, man. We got Albert Bell, yourself,
Kenny Lofton,
Tommy, and then obviously later your brother comes along. We have Vizquel at shortstop. Man, I can go on. Young Manny, I think, was on that team as well. Man, just unfortunately things happen, right? And just the luck of baseball. Baseball is a hard sport. Just talk about that 90s team and just what it could have been, right? Because the unfortunate things do happen, matchups happen, weird breaks, just happen, certain things happen.
Yeah, we have a very dynamic team, speed, power, and great defense. I mean, I always say that 95 was the greatest team that ever won the World Series. Unfortunately, we ran into a good pitching staff with Atlanta Braves, but it's a little wider strike zone, and it was a little different. And they say good pitching can stop great hitting, and it did in the World Series. You got to give them kudos to them. They did a fantastic job, which is like the Braves also were a great dynasty during that time. They were a very tough team in the National League. Everything ran through them. But yeah, there was an incredible experience playing here in the 90s with an amount of Hall of Fame players and All-Star players that I played with. And defensively, a lot of the Gold Gloves went through Cleveland. So yeah, it was a wonderful sitting behind the home plate, watching Omar Vizquel, Robbie, or Travis Fryman later on, Matt Williams.
All-Stars.
Those guys were like incredible. You kind of try to pitch for the guys to hit ground balls because those guys were going to make plays.
I love it. So I say catchers are like quarterbacks of the team. Like they kind of foresee everything. So we're gonna have some fun here. In your time of building baseball, let's say if we had to put a team together to go compete against a team today, right? The best players today. If you could put together the best infield, you're at catcher. I'm gonna need you to put a first baseman, second baseman, shortstop, and a third baseman of any time of your ever playing baseball. If we had to go compete against the best, how would that infield look? You being a catcher. So we'll start at first.
I'm gonna pick my boy Gene Tomey. Gene Tomey, after he switched from third base,
he was third baseman,
to first base, his issues were throwing, not fielding the ball. He was pretty good. I mean, I could pick Palmeiro, I could pick Will Clark. Those guys were fantastic. Amazing. First baseman, Frank Thomas. But at the end of the day, I gotta go with my boy, Hall of Famer Gene Tomey.
Okay, I think we can. Do we even need to say the second baseman?
No, don't mention second base. That's my bro.
Roberto Alomar. Got you.
He was a total package. He had the sixth sense of the game. Very, very baseball savvy. Yeah. My brother was ahead of the game. He did everything. He can run. He can beat you with any tool. So I don't have to explain the rest.
Shortstop.
Shortstop. Oof.
That's tough.
I mean, a great one, I know. Yeah, we have a great one. But there's also rounded players out there that they brought other element to the game, like power and stuff like that. Alex Rodriguez, you had Nomar Garciaparra, Derek Jeter. Omar, I love Omar, is my boy. But if you're gonna go to the entire package, I have to say Alex Rodriguez.
Oh man, come on, man, yeah. Dude was a freak out. Being a big shortstop like that too at that time was unreal. And third base.
Third base, oof. I played with two good ones, with Travis Fryman and Matt Williams. I only played with Matt Williams 1 year, won the Gold Glove, hit 30 bombs. I'll say Matt Williams or Travis Fryman. Either way, I wouldn't go wrong with any of those two.
I love it. Last question for me, man. So, when you come up to the plate, they play music, right? Especially now in today's space, they play like music you can select. But let's say we go back, and you come up to the plate, on the Jumbotron, it shows song name is Sandy Alomar Jr. You can pick any artist, dead or alive, to do that song for you. Who does that song?
Now I would be Bad Bunny.
Big Bad Bunny. Okay. He Bad Bunny. I love it. Well, Sandy, I just want to say this, man. Thank you for what you've done for baseball. As a person who's grew up around baseball, your family, what it means to baseball, your history. Like me being a kid in Texas, when Cleveland come in town, it would be great to see guys like you. Obviously, I had a guy like Pudge, but you were the guy next that I always looked at, and it was like, man, that's the man there, and you made a way for yourself, and just keep doing what you're doing, sir. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yo, this is Tendo. I appreciate y'all tapping into my content. Be sure to like every video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace.